Morning, folks. This morning's soap is brought to us by Victory Shaving Company. The name of this one here is Doolittle's Raid. And the scent on this one here is Cherry Blossom and Sandalwood. And this was a special edition. This is 10 number 30 out of 80. I have it linked down below. Also, if you're wondering, that is Morse code right there at the bottom. Got the Allen Block no rubber band this morning. Stirling Black Ice mentholated. I'm going to be following up with Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements Vloid. And off camera I'll be using the Cremo beard oil that's tea tree mint and flavor mixed in with what I had left over of the Shave and Sailor beard oil. Shaver of the day is going to be a, you might be able to see that if I can get the glare off of it. It says Silver Star. Double-edged safety razor. It's 3-piece design. It's got a little bit of overhang. That's what it looks like there on the cap and the handle. And let's see, yeah, don't know if you're going to be able to see it, but on the underside on that cap it'll say Star, Made in USA, star on each side there. And the blade of choice today is, I think how you pronounce that is Ladas. Not sure if that's how you pronounce it, but that's the blade I'm going with today. And it is, I should say that this blade is double wrapped also. We got the lather whipped up here in a thrift store fine bowl with a Crown King brush. Pretty nice scent. I've already put a hot towel to face this morning. Got a little bit of drainage going on this morning. It's trying to give me some fits. Got the cube here, what's left of it. Go ahead and get started. This particular shaver, you might find it in the color that I have here, gold, and I have seen some ones that are chrome or silver in color also that still say Silver Star on the cap. As it goes for prices, they'll come, you know, a range of prices depending on whether it comes with the case or the box or that in the condition of the shaver itself. I think there's one out there on eBay right now that's, I think, for $15. They're not terribly expensive. And I guess you might say the general consensus of the shaver is that it shaves similar to a Gillette Tech. Some believe that the quality, though, is not quite as nice. The as it goes for the part that where it says Silver Star on that cap, some may have it already rubbed off, so in other words not all of them will have it like that. The unique part about this one here, I probably should have pointed this out a while ago, is that you can see the pins. There's a little tab that goes the opposite direction of each other on each one of those pins or those posts, and makes that part kind of unique. So swapping out parts from a Gillette Tech head will make it a little bit more difficult. But as it goes for swapping out handles, that's not quite the issue. Not a problem there. I have another star, another Silver Star I should say, where it's got a little bit of what they sometimes will refer to as flea biting on the cap. The rest of it's in pretty good shape. In other words, they don't always have to look great to still be able to shave just fine. This soap feels good on the face. It feels pretty creamy. Go ahead and get started here. It's about 3 inches in length, maybe 3.5, 2 ounces somewhere in there. It's not a real heavy shaver by any means. It would fall in the lightweight category. What I've been able to read about this particular blade, it's kind of like a lot of other blades. You'll have a following, and some believe that this particular blade is a very smooth shaving blade. It is today. As it goes for finding out a whole lot of information about this shaver, for me, I was struggling to find much information on it. Best guess is that it came out 1960-ish. I'm not real sure, to be honest with you. It was pretty tough to find anything because of the when you try to pull up the name, what it has more of a tendency on Google to do is to pull up the blade, and the blade came out before 1960. You got Silver Star, Sharp Star, there's all, you know, you got that going on. It's not exactly working in your favor or hunting down any information on it. You got the interchangeable description of razor and blade. The razor, some will still refer to the razor as the blade. Some will refer to the razor as the shaver itself. And that word razor, using interchangeably like that, creates a little bit of a problem for it. I need to get a hold of that book, that complete. Anyway, I'm tongue-tied this morning. There's a book out with all the safety razors in it and whatnot, and I need to get that book, because what I've been able to pull up online, it won't pull up the page that I'm needing. I think it stops short of it. It skips right over it, unfortunately. Past number 2. Find the information that I'm hunting for. This would be named American Safety Razor right there, the very beginning. One of the names that came together was Star, so you can kind of tell where this was coming from. It is a pretty good, I mean, it's a very smooth shaver. Price-wise, in comparison to a Gillette Tech, depending on the condition, it's probably fairly competitive. But I have not tried to have one replated, so I don't know how that's going to turn out. The way I remember reading when I was hunting down information, that the belief is that the top cap and the base plate are made out of different materials. And to me, pretty sure the base plate's going to be alright as it goes for replating. It's the cap that I'm not so sure about. And the reason I say that, I have it here, and you can kind of tell when I was talking about there's some biting going on that cap, and I don't know for sure what that material is underneath it. It does not leave me the impression that it's brass, and so that could be interesting how that plays out if you have one replated. especially if you got a cap looking like that. Of course, I've got others that are, you know, better shape than that, but that would be one of the ones I would be considering to bring it, I guess you might say, back up to a higher standard of looking. For me, it's a pretty good shaver, especially with this blade here. It does shave pretty smooth. Really can't complain. Don't really have a aftershave that matches this soap scent, and it was hard to. I was really leaning towards Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements Spring Hill Jack. That's a coffee scented, caffeinated aftershave for a Monday morning. I thought it was appropriate, but I was also wanting to use this aftershave also. So, I guess you might say it was kind of a flip of a coin. Pass number 3 against the grain. Like I say, it's feeling pretty smooth. This particular shaver here probably doesn't get quite the glamour that the Gillette Tech does. Guess you might say lesser known. Of course, it wasn't in production near as long as a Gillette Tech either. Gillette Tech's been around for a good long while. At least you should be able to tell there's a somewhat amount of residual slickness with this, so it works well for me. Still be able to go back over the same spot, even though not the aftershave, but the shaving cream has done been shaved off. There's still that residual slickness there. And I just got a little bit left right there. Not enough to worry about. Pretty close shave. I'll have links down below for the soap. The aftershave, I looked for it, and the only place that at least that I found, there might be, I didn't look at Gifts and Care, so they might have it there, but it's out of stock. As far as I know, it's not made anymore. In other words, it's just not seasonal, but I don't think he's going to make it anymore, so finding this particular aftershave could be a chore. I know for me, I had waited till the last minute to get some. It is I guess you might say the scent of the aftershave that falls along the lines of a barbershop, Italian barbershop scent. Italian Barber still has it listed, just that they're sold out, so I don't know if that's an indication that they're thinking that some more might come in. Maybe I'm incorrect in my thinking that he's not going to make any more of it, or maybe they're still in negotiation, if you will. It is a nice scent. I would say it does fall in that classic aftershave scent. Just a little bit of stinging over here this morning. I guess you might say sometimes it's not uncommon to get it along the neck area, almost regardless who the shaver is. The neck area is usually the sensitive part of the shave, if you will. Not really notice much in the way of redness. Face feels pretty good though. I guess I never really realized just how much I would enjoy having menthol added to the witch hazel. Makes such a big difference in my shave. Face feels really good. I mean, I'm already starting to feel the effect of the cooling effect from the menthol. So in other words, if you end up with a rough shave, or maybe you got quite a bit of stinging from the alum block, that menthol will calm everything down and your face will feel a lot different. Mine does, at least I should say. Feels a lot different after the shave. Feels pretty darn good. It really does. Really enjoy the menthol and the witch hazel. To me, it's worth the money. I mean, because you can go with if you go with a store name brand witch hazel, you can get it pretty cheap. What I have seen under $3. I have also seen those store name brands go quite a bit higher, which I don't understand what the thought process is outside. Maybe you're just paying for convenience, but usually you can get store brand name witch hazel pretty inexpensive. And Monica on Vanillay, if I remember right, if you look at the, I think you can actually get the menthol separate, if I remember correctly. Oh, and by the way, down here at the bottom, I know it's kind of hard to see, it does say menthol. Yeah, this is definitely a barbershop scent. It's a nice one, I like it. I'm glad I got it. Got it when it's on sale. That was what I remember reading it as, thinking that he wasn't going to make it anymore. I do not have the soap. Never did get the soap. As you can imagine, budget is a factor. So one of the reasons why I waited so long to get this aftershave. I have had many more on the list, but then when I was reading that he was this one here, and I think there was another one that he wasn't going to make anymore. It might have been the Spring Hill Jack, but I picked up both of those. Of course, I was really wanting that other one for a good long while. A coffee scented, if you will, aftershave was pretty interesting. It does have a nice scent to it. I really do like it. Silver Star was the shaver of the day. I'll go ahead and take this apart for you. It might be a little bit more, how can you say, obvious about those posts that I was talking about, the pins with the tabs coming out on each direction. But it's a pretty nice shaver, and usually, like I say, they're not real expensive. You know, set your budget and be patient. You'll find it. You can kind of tell what I'm talking about. This plate, it's pretty thin, but hopefully you can see that it says star on each side. Made in USA, if my finger's not in the way. I really enjoy this shaver. It's pretty cool. Anyway, I had a great shave this morning. My face is still feel the menthol. Hope everybody's doing well. Stay safe and smooth shaves to you.